We're here today to celebrate success. You did it. Keep doing it.
I represent Virgo in the Baltimore City Council. This is my school, and it was in this room that students gathered and laid out their upset with the state of public health, especially with regarding smoking among young people, because we know it's been proved, it doesn't have to be debated, it is a deadly disease. And Vinny was the person who finally showed me the mathematics that all these fine people had put together that demonstrate that, especially among younger people, tax increases and higher costs on products really change habits. So the younger people especially stop buying when these products go up in price. It's been demonstrated with cigarettes. Now it's been demonstrated with these little cigars. I'm very pleased to have sat in this room now. Well, I'm standing today. They didn't let me stand the last time. I was sitting, listening. And I did carry it back. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not one to ever vote to increase taxes. But I am so proud that these taxes, with our help in the City Council, have been increased. Thank you.
On this issue. Leah?
Hi everyone. First, I just wanted to thank Governor Martin O'Malley on behalf of my peers and myself for his rising of the taxes on May 22nd on Pacific non-cigarette tobacco products. In my research, I also found that when cigarette use decreased, cigar use increased, because many believe that cigars were less dangerous than cigarettes. However, that's not the case. Cigars are more dangerous, containing more tobacco, extremely poisonous compounds, and burning longer than cigarettes. While burning longer, they deposit more cancerous poisons into our lungs. The producers of this harsh, degrading cancer stick use the appearance of a candy wrapper and put them into a variety of flavors, attracting the attention of youth. Pretty cigar wrappings make them seem harmless. However, they are even more harmless because the victims are blinded by the colorful and flavorful wrappings. Teens continue smoking, not realizing that they're shortening their lifespans. While researching, I also found that producers who produce this appear to care nothing of their consumers and view them merely as garden weeds. Some of the chemicals used to create these products are also used to kill garden weeds, as they are killing the consumers of this product. Just like weeds, cigar smoking makes a person into an undesirable, unattractive, troublesome person without a future. None of these chemicals, were used or created for the benefit of people, rather for non-living things, as many of our youth are to become if they continue to use these products. The rising of the state excess tax on Pacific non-cigarette tobacco products makes it harder to afford. In turn, decreases the number of youth who can afford this product. So again, I want to thank Governor O'Malley and those who united in the creating of the passing of this bill.
Good morning everyone. And good morning to the students. And so for the students that are here, I brought along a little reading for you for today. So this will be your assignment due tomorrow to give a synopsis of the entire 2012 report by the United States Surgeon General on preventing tobacco use among youth and young adults. Now I really brought this by today to say that I did read through this, prepare. And for the students that are here, your time spent in school will prepare you to do the technical reading that you'll have to do in your careers. So it's important for you to learn how to take a document, read a document, summarize the document, and then be able to explain what the document says for the populations that you're going to be working with. And so as the students are here today, I wanted to say from the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene that we are very concerned about tobacco use among youth. And I wanted to share 4 points from this document about the importance of tobacco use for the state of Maryland and for the United States of America. The first point is looking at what is the relationship between tobacco use among youth and what's going to happen in your adult life. And there's certain points that predict who is going to be more likely to use tobacco products, and not only use them, but use more of them. As has been said, if you use tobacco products, oral cancers, heart disease, stroke, lung disease with emphysema, cancer, all of those things will happen. But who's more likely to suffer from those things who are going to use those products? A couple of studies from the Surgeon General report said, if you have poorer academic performance, not as good a student, if you have depressive symptoms, greater exposure to other smokers, or use other substances, then you're more likely to use tobacco products. Another study said if you're of male gender, if more than half of your friends smoke, if by the age of 12 you smoke 2 cigarettes a day, you're more likely to be addicted to any type of tobacco product. It says that if you are a child in the 6th grade and you use one of these products by the 6th grade, then you're much more likely to continue a nicotine addiction into your adult life. And you may say it sounds kind of strange, but yes, there are children that begin using smokeless tobacco products that you chew, whatever name you use to call it. But the younger you start using them, the more likely it's going to continue into adult life. The last point is that there are some protective factors that when found in youth and children, these children are less likely to use tobacco products. The first protective factor was a negative view of the tobacco industry. No matter what the advertisement looks like, no matter what the commercial says, no matter how nice and happy the people look in the advertisements, do not change your view of the tobacco industry, because the advertisements are made for it to look attractive to you. But the literature and the research says that if you keep a negative perception of the tobacco industry, then you're less likely to use as an adult. The second point is, if you have a higher perceived difficulty of using a tobacco product in any place, then you're less likely to use it. You have to say, I can't smoke here because it's not allowed. Cigarette smoking is not accepted here. If you see it as more difficult to use, then you're less likely to become addicted. And then finally, if there is a stricter policy of no tobacco use in your home, then you're much less likely to use tobacco products as an adult. Nicotine has the same biological and psychological addictive properties as cocaine and heroin. Nicotine uses the same biological and psychological processes in your body to get you addicted as heroin and cocaine. We need to treat it exactly the same way. Thank you, Brian.
So Dr. Barbeau and Mayor Rollins-Blake would also like to thank Dr. Sharfstein and Dr. Shalom for your continued efforts to reduce the sale of flavored tobacco products to minors. We would also like to thank you, Mr. DeMarco, for your dedication to reducing tobacco use in Maryland. The Health Department has a health priority agenda, and we are very ambitious in that goal because we know you will help us, and that's to make Baltimore tobacco-free entirely in 2050. It is wonderful to be here to celebrate the most recent efforts to deter our young people from using little tobaccos and little cigars and smokeless tobacco. Maryland's tax increases on non-cigarette tobacco products will help not only deter sales, but most importantly, reduce and hopefully eliminate youth cigar use. We know that taxes reduce smoking, especially among young people. This has been proven with cigarettes. While cigarette use is down, the lower cost of flavored tobacco products is now making sure that they become enticing to young people. I do not need to tell you that the use of little cigars in Baltimore City is a huge problem. Usage has been steadily increasing since 2000. 13.5% of Baltimore City's youth use flavored tobacco products. Little cigars are marketed also specifically to our minority youth. These products all have sweet flavors. They are much less expensive than cigarettes, and they are found in very bright, attractive colors. You can see over here. The design of these products is deliberate. The marketing of these products is deliberate to entice young people to use those products and do so by making them think these things are harmless and also fun, and also that it's cute and cool. And these are not messages we want our young people to receive. Our young people continue to smoke these little cigars because they believe they're less addictive. But they are, as you already heard from our student and from my young person's mouth, these are as deadly as cigarettes. They contain the same toxic chemicals and pose significant health risks such as oral, lung, esophagus cancers, as well as heart disease, chronic pulmonary disease, and of course there is always the issue of the exposure to secondhand smoke for people who are non-smokers. The new tax increase on little cigars and the smokeless tobacco is Maryland's commitment to protecting our young people from the devastating consequences of tobacco use. Thank you, Mr. DeMarco, for inviting me.
The mission of MedChi, the State Medical Society, is to serve as Maryland's foremost advocate and resource for physicians, our patients, and the public health. Tobacco is the leading preventable cause of death in the United States. 47 years ago, the Surgeon General reported that tobacco is dangerous to one's health. And today, tobacco still remains a public health emergency. 400,000 Americans die each year from tobacco. So for you in the audience, if you're willing to get sick and die, then you fool around with tobacco. But be prudent, be smart. Your health is your most precious gift. Taxing tobacco is one way of decreasing its use. But we'd like to take it further. We'd like to make Maryland the first tobacco-free state in the nation. This is the goal of MedChi, the Maryland State Medical Society, and the Maryland Healthcare for All Coalition.